welcomes thee to Theme Park Thursday. The Cordillo siblings, Frank and Jen, they would like to thank thee verily for casting thine own ears to them. With a hey nonny nay and a hey nonny no, the time has come to start the show.
Well, hello, Frank and Jen. It's Tom and Michelle from the Hyperion Adventures Podcast. And Michelle, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know what is better than Theme Park Thursday with Dillos Diz?
Is that a trivia question?
Maybe.
If it is, my answer is there is nothing better.
And that is absolutely correct, Michelle. As always, the queen of trivia, as you well know, Frank and Jen. Of course she knew that. Congratulations, 300 episodes. That's an amazing number.
That is. That's really, really impressive. And we are just so happy to be celebrating with you. It's an honor for us to be invited to participate in this, and we're just so happy and pleased for you.
Yes, it's incredible. What a great 5+ years of doing one of the best podcasts out there. That includes two of the best people in the entire Disney creator community. We're just so blessed to know you and to be just kind of a part of that community core that you have going on.
Yeah, I mean, you really are such great people, and you know, we've been really felt very blessed that we could know you. Can't seem to be able to meet up with you, but know you for all this time and be able to share this with you. You know, and as we often do is we did a little deep dive into the number 300.
She. If there's a deep dive, you know it's Michelle.
Just a few little fun facts about the number 300. First of all, in bowling, it's the perfect score. Perfect.
That makes sense.
Yeah. In Major League Baseball, which I know they're fans of baseball, there is an elite pitchers, the 300 win club.
Yes. Not a lot of pitchers that have reached that.
I think there's been only 24 in the history of MLB.
Yeah, and there probably will not be a lot more, if any more. So, hey, that's a high tier. Way to go, guys.
Very good. Way up there. And then, according to astrology.com, and who wouldn't look up them for research, and I'm going to read this. It says, from a spiritual perspective, the number 300 is a sign of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. It's believed that seeing this number is a reminder that you have a higher purpose in life and that you should trust your intuition and guidance.
Wow. Well, if you want to talk about a higher purpose, I think Theme Park Thursday with Dillos Diz, Frank and Jen, they definitely are on that higher echelon of purposes.
That is true. And it's good that they, you know, follow their inner guidance and stuff. And
even if it does take them on wild tangents.
What? Never.
From time to time.
And one other source, actually there was multiple sources for how do you say it? Numerology?
Sure.
Website?
Easy for you to say.
Yes. They said 300 is an angel number. And that the number 300 urges us to not hold back due to lack of clarity.
Oh. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know what that's saying about Theme Park Thursday, but
obviously not the most reliable sources for sure. But we thought it might just be a little fun to share some parts of what make 300 special because it's your special day.
And of course, Michelle always does the best research, so you knew you were going to find out some good stuff here, stuff you did not know. Now, here's the interesting thing about that is you're talking about 300 is an angel number. Now, there's something coming up next year in Anaheim where the Angels just happen to play. I believe they're matching up with another baseball club that Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder happen to have an interest in. That might be the New York Mets.
Yeah.
And you know one thing we heard at Destination D23 last week?
What was that, sweetie?
Is that for the D23 Expo in Anaheim in 2024, there will be a special D23 night in a game between the Angels, yes, and the Mets.
Wow,
Could that be the time when we finally can connect with Frank and Jen.
That would be pretty special. And if not, at least it would be fun that they get to enjoy that. So.
Well, I think we're gradually creeping closer to that actually happening. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We just unfortunately have not been able to click to getting together, but it's getting closer. Like it used to be like we were an entire country apart. You know, within last year, it was okay. Unfortunately, we missed you, but we were about an hour and a half apart. Just a couple weeks ago, unfortunately, we missed you, but we were about a quarter of a mile apart. I mean, we were so close. I think it's going to happen. 2024, whether you have another one of your meetups, whether you just come down here, enjoy one of your crazy 36-hour jaunts, it's going to happen. But no matter what, we just want to say thank you. Thank you very much for welcoming us into the Disney community. You guys are very special. You're wonderful people, warm people, some of the best people we've met. It's been a treat getting to know you. We just want to do it in person.
Right. And, you know, from our personal experiences, we know how difficult it is to put together so many podcast episodes.
They say they've done 300. Let's be honest.
More.
There's a lot more stuff going on with Dillos Diz. We're coming up on our 275th episode, official episode. We're not even close to all the content you all have put out. So kudos to you.
Yeah, you've really been very impressive with all that you've done. And again, we're just happy to share that with you and to really wish you all the best and 300 more.
300, at least 300 more. But Frank and Jen, thanks again for inviting us to be a part of this. Congratulations. More to come. You guys are fantastic and we can't wait. It's going to happen. We're going to meet up with you all.
For sure.
Love you both.
Love you.
So I think I need to get my friends Frank and Jen and Cole. There's no way it will be better than the TRL show. Kane and DB, hell no. Hype beats so get fair for show. Time to level my expectations, still low. They were once real high, gotta make them real low. Hit them with the Dillo. They were once real high, gotta make them real low. Hit them with the Dillo. And now I know that whenever my expectations get too high, I need to Dillo them. I need to Dillo those expectations.
Hello, Jen and Frank. It is your dear friend, Justin Monorail. And I am here to wish you congratulations and all of the best wishes for your 300th episode. What an accomplishment. What an achievement. Who would have thought you would have ever done it? I mean, I believed in you. I don't know if everybody did, but I always did. And as we know, I've kind of been around from the start. I mean, if you go back 5 years ago, yes, 5 years ago, you have to go back in your memory, and you will find that early on in the Dillos Diz podcast, once it became a regular thing and you started your official season 1, I mean, somewhere early in those episodes, I actually appeared as a guest, and I think we called it like a potluck. We had done a switcheroo skidoo. Jen and Frank, you appeared on the Monday Morning Monorail, and then me, Sam, and Landon appeared on your show, and the rest is history, as they say. There have been epic meetups in exotic locations such as New York City and Orlando, Florida. There have been so many good times, I can't even count them, probably more than 300 good times that I've had with you all, including starting a live show during the pandemic that I think we did for a full year before we wrapped it up. Some of the best times I had podcasting were with you all. But I probably have a couple of things I could apologize for. And maybe the most important one is how many times I've called Frank old. Now that I may have done at least 300 times. Frank, I'm sorry. I mean, you are old, but I don't need to point it out. And I'll do it less going forward. Well, anyway, I take a lot of pride in the fact that I've been on board with Dillos Diz from the very start. I love you guys. I love you both. You have an amazing show. I'm so thrilled with how you've grown and expanded and improved, and every move that you've made has been exciting, and I can't wait to see where you take it in the future. You do one of the things that I love so much about this whole podcasting game, and that is make connections and you build community. And I have you to thank for some of the friends that I've made through podcasting. You know, I'm grateful to you all for a lot of reasons, not only for your amazing show, but also for your wonderful friendship. You both inspire me, you both make me laugh, and you both have been there for me in times when I've needed you. I can depend on you. I consider you real friends, And gosh darn it, I'm just proud of you. Congratulations. Happy 300. And hey, how about 300 more? Let's go do it. Oh, one more thing. Something we've been saying from the very beginning, and I think we should keep saying it. And I'm going to wrap it up with this. Hashtag save the Muppets. Bye, guys.
It's Theme Park Thursday Live with Dillos Diz. Featuring Frank. And Jen.
This is Theme Park Thursday Live and the 300th episode of the Dillos Diz podcast. She is Jen.
Hello, and yay!
We did it! And I am Frank, and here we are after months of anticipation. The 300th episode of the Dillos Diz podcast is upon us.
Yes. Do you want to explain how we got to 300?
Sure. Many years ago in 2018, I guess we should really start in the summer of 2017.
Sure.
Where when I was doing the Improviser's Guide podcast, I convinced Jen to do kind of a memorial service, if you will, for the Great Movie Ride. And we talked over some old Great Movie Ride footage. I think a ride through somebody's video. I don't remember whose it was. We just pulled it off the YouTube and we're like, let's just talk about the Great Movie Ride for 25 minutes.
With two little lavalier mics.
And that was it. And then I wish I remember, because what happened was we went on a family trip in January 2018. So we were kind of landing on, hey, we're going to do Theme Park Thursdays as part of the Improviser's Guide podcast, starting regularly in January. We were supposed to go on that family trip in September of 2017, and that got postponed due to a hurricane, I believe.
Yes.
Name that hurricane. I cannot.
I cannot know.
Irma? I think it's Irma.
Sure.
Fact check. We need a fact check from way back. What I don't recall, Jen, and I'm putting you on the spot right here, right now, on the 300th episode. How did I convince you to do this regularly?
I don't know. I mean, I think you had the idea for Thursdays because you were doing a theme a day on the Improviser's Guide podcast, and you were doing Thursdays. And I mean, I remember saying to you, and I remember feeling ridiculous recording that first episode of the ride through. Like, what are we doing? This is so silly. No one's going to listen to me. I don't even know what to say. Am I supposed to comment? Like, who's actually listening to this? Who's going to hear this? And I felt completely silly because I do not come from a performer background. So I'm like, ugh. And so I think we kind of probably just jumped in, and maybe I don't understand with your timeline here. We're already off on tangents. This was not part of the plan already.
Correct.
I don't know what happened. Like between us recording and January, were you not starting the podcast until January? Like overall?
I think I was doing the Improviser's Guide podcast like weekly.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably should have checked this all before we recorded.
Why?
And I think I decided, hey, I want to talk about wrestling more often, so I want to do that on Wednesdays. You know, my theater group in New York City, By the Mummers. I was thinking of I'm sure I was thinking of like trying to resurrect interest in the theater group. Then, so I was like, we're gonna do Mummers Monday, and I'll do the interview thing I've been doing on Talk Tuesday. So rather than like kind of lumping that all together in one potpourri of podcasting goodness. I was like, oh, I'll just do one a day. And we did that for 8 months. So,
Yeah,
and
and I think and maybe the trip in January kind of was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's just
Mhm.
start and see what happens with it.
yeah, and I wonder if I really don't remember. It feels like the mid 2000s when I don't remember the origin story of this podcast. That
We were
I
all
know
young parents at that time. That's what it is. It's all the
a
brain
blur.
fog.
Yeah, lots of brain fog and very blurry. And I wonder if maybe the plan wasn't for you to necessarily do it every week, and yet you kept doing it. I have
No,
no
I
idea.
think Theme Park Thursday, I think that would like if we're doing this, we're doing it. I
Right?
don't
Yeah,
know.
we
You
took
know
the
what? I should
picture and
search.
the poly. Yeah, we did the whole thing.
Right. I
Yeah.
think I should search through like see if I have some old text messages that I've probably hoarded or emails or something between us, some sort of messages to prove how this really started. But I feel like if it was like, we're doing this, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember it being like, well, you just come on whenever. It was like, no,
Right.
this would be the plan.
No, you're
So
doing it.
yes, exactly.
Just here's the Skype call. God.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Skype. Remember when
Oh,
you said
Skype.
that? That's how it started. Before there
That's
was like Zooming in 2020. Anyway,
Yeah.
this is a tangent we
Yes.
didn't want to go on. We're starting our 300th episode with a mystery. How did I don't know how we started. So there you
know.
are. There it is.
I know.
We're not gonna
We're starting based on how did we start, and we don't have an answer for
we
anybody.
have no idea.
We have no
Which
answer.
a little appropriate for this podcast.
That
right
checks
here.
out. Yeah.
Well, we want to thank everyone who's here in the chat. We want to
Yes.
thank everyone everywhere, period. We especially want to thank Tom and Michelle of the Hyperion Adventures Podcast and Justin Monorail himself, he of the returning Prodigal Podcast, the Monday Morning Monorail, which dropped on the Disney 100th day. Welcome back, but thank you to both Tom and Michelle and Justin. As we said last week on episode 299, we all in 2018 were trains coming down the track, no pun intended, monorail train.
Haha.
And so it was lovely to have everyone at the top here of this stream, and then later here in the podcast, in the live stream, whenever we're calling it here, the recording, we're doing it all at the same time. You're gonna hear and see from several other guests along the way.
Yes, very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like the people watching, because if you're listening to this on the audio feed, know that we are currently live on YouTube doing this and premiering this episode, and then we're going to drop it into the feed later, which is unusual for us because typically on Theme Park Thursday, you're getting that episode first thing in the morning, and everyone has had to wait all day long.
Everyone has been very patient.
Yes.
We with your waiting all day. And
Yes.
speaking of waiting, and speaking of the guests that will appear on this 300th episode,
Mhm.
you know, we asked for some nice words here for the 300th episode, and everyone sent in a video. Justin had an audio, so like we said, we'll show you plenty of those. And we asked for those a while ago because we weren't sure when the 300th episode, what date it was going to land on.
Yeah.
Like a couple of days ago. Our friend Adam,
Yes.
he reached out to us and he said, "Hey, you guys looking for videos and audio clips still for your 300th episode?" And Adam, we have been waiting and waiting for you, as is completely on brand for you, Adam. Yes, we will continue to accept kind words and
Yes.
graciousness along the way.
Yes.
Typical for Adam, no?
Of course, we have to wait for him. Well,
We
is he going to
must.
be the first one? No.
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 Yeah, no. He had to pick his spot.
Yeah.
And so I me, Frank, get to read Adam's message here on this live stream podcast. If you're listening to the audio, it's a recording to all the things.
Yes.
I will now read Adam's note here before the masses.
Very exciting. You get to embody Adam and read his words. This is very exciting.
I can't. I know. I'm not gonna do an impression here.
No, you can't do impressions. You're just reading the words.
What if I could, though?
What if you could
do an impression
Yes.
of Adam, who I have met in person, and you, Jen, in 5 years of this podcast have not.
Who will meet who first? Will I meet Adam first, or will you meet Steffers first? Because I feel
that's a
like those
great
are
one.
the two that are like, how have we not met them?
And as native Long Islanders and New Yorkers, we might as well throw Long Island Frank into that mix,
Yes.
who literally lives within inches of where Papa Dillo works. That's fine.
he lives about maybe 25 minutes away from me. I don't know.
So 25 feet in distance away from Papa
Yes.
Dillo. Here we go with Adam's note here. I will now begin to read. Frank and Jen, congratulations on your 300th episode. I know firsthand how much work it takes to get there, and you did it. In fairness, I knew you would easily eclipse that. Thank you for not only your consistency, but also your willingness to open up your show to others to allow a voice for those who might not normally have their stories heard. Your willingness to step out of your comfort zone and interview different guests and discuss different topics really adds to the listening experience and allows us to step outside of the Disney box. Thank you for tapping on the nostalgic market and letting me live the Disney life of the good old days. I'm sorry for not being able to make the meetups or to even see yous locally, but hopefully soon we will be together. And thank you again, Frank, for the Frozen Ever After VIP experience. That's right. I hooked up Adam, everyone.
That's right.
Your banter and family stories really make the podcast seem more like a person-to-person conversation and less like a lecture. You've really created a great experience and community of lifelong friends. I know it is hard to keep doing this, and sometimes I am sure you have felt like stopping, but I appreciate you both for sticking with it and making me feel welcomed. It means so much to me knowing that the Dillos are always there to discuss life both inside and outside the Disney bubble. Here's to 300 plus more Dillos Diz episodes. God bless Frank and Jen and your families. Congratulations again.
Oh, Adam.
Very nice.
Adam, what are you trying to make us cry right at the top of the show? We're not doing it, Adam.
I want to address one thing in
Yeah,
Adam's
mhm.
little note here, and that is that we've had some hiccups this year in 2023
Mhm.
with family, as it were. I can honestly say I don't think I have ever felt like stopping the podcast.
I know. I was thinking that as you read it, and I'm like, do I want to say that? No, I haven't.
Yeah, and I want to yes and everything, and I don't even in weeks where we're like going on vacation or where we could be like, yeah, I think in this crazy kind of last 6 months or so, we've done like 2 weeks where we're gonna put on a Dilloversary old improviser's guide podcast because we figure not many people listen to those very early 2018 episodes on the Improviser's Guide podcast.
Yeah.
But I think really beyond that, it hasn't gotten to that point.
No, and I think I think there have been times where, like you said, it's been there have been difficult weeks or difficult whatever it is that we really try our best to do a current show, even if we're not talking about current things, because let's be real, we're tangenting about things from 1992, but try to do it current and try to keep with the weekly podcasts, and mostly because of everyone listening and supporting us, because it's like we luckily, during a year like this, we have the community that we have built who have been awesome, and we're reaching out to us and we're sending notes not only to us but also to Papa Dillo, and you know, doing all these things that we so appreciate. And so it's like, well, we that drives me more too on those weeks
Mhm.
of like, well, should we do an old episode? No, you know what? We can record some. Let's record something.
Yeah.
Let's, even if it's a shorter episode, even if it's a half hour. Who are we kidding? Even if it's 22 minutes like our original episodes were gonna be, let's do it. But still, I've never been like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this podcast anymore, or maybe we should call it at this point. Like I've never felt that, knock on wood.
No, I think the only dispute we ever have is that I say, it's going to take 10 years to really,
Yeah, but you also say, "Oh, just one day we'll disappear from the podcast," and you give everyone major insecurities and fear.
I am approaching a big birthday in
And you sure
2024.
are.
Not this year, next year, everyone. Next year,
A year
2024.
and like what? 2 weeks? A year and 2 weeks, basically. Yeah, that's right.
Totally fine. Totally fine. We haven't had to talk about it that much so far.
Fine. If I can just also say with Adam, he has always said throughout the years, Adam has an Italian family. We have Italian family. He has always said it feels like he's sitting around with his cousins and talking about stuff and, a family dinner. And I appreciate that because I think, for us, this is where we always come from. We just wanted to tell our silly, ridiculous growing up stories in Disney and how much we love it and how much we nerd out with it. And so hearing something like that always makes me feel like, oh, good. That's the goal behind all of this, is to make it feel like we're just hanging out and talking. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I don't think Jen and I spoke on a telephone a lot, but it was, that was the idea of like, if I picked up the phone and called Jen, I was like, yeah,
Right.
what would we talk about for an hour?
I have no idea. We literally, if we picked up the phone and called each other, we would not talk for an hour.
No. You're like, all right.
All right, yo. Okay. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Bye. I mean, like, it's
That would be the extent of it. So here, you get so much more.
That's right.
So many more conversations.
Yes.
Also this week, worth mentioning, in addition to the Dillos Diz 300th episode, the Disney 100.
Yes.
The Disney 100 celebration official on the 16th of October, Monday it was. The day before on the Wonderful World of Disney, Jen is not plugged in. I set my DVR. But appearing on Disney Plus on Monday the 17th was the much heralded short. I thought it was a documentary, but it was a short. It was a short documentary. I don't know, but it wasn't a documentary at all. It was a short. Once Upon a Studio, which got rave reviews.
Yes.
Lots of gushing on the socials. And we, like I said, I did the DVR. It premiered before Encanto, and then they replayed it after Encanto, and then it was on Disney Plus on Monday. And I think it's goes without saying, Jen, it gave you the feels.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it had that right mix of nostalgia and trying to grab at the heartstrings while also keeping it light and fun for the kids. I think it was one of those things where it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be anything long. It was very simple, and that is where Disney thrives, in the simplicity and bringing your favorite characters out and having the music behind it, and it's just that's what you want.
Right. I mean, I think it came down to the characters. Shocking, I know, considering from whence I came in working for Walt Disney World as a cast member. But all the characters, keep it simple, as it were, and just it felt very honest and truthful. And those are the things that I really grab onto. It does. It symbolizes like this is what we're all drawn to. You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Mhm.
You don't have to try to really, create something that nobody's ever seen before.
Mhm.
It is all in the basics, in
Yes.
the characters, the extraordinary characters. I don't know how many times in a short, because it's cool. You think you're getting. Some people look at it, I think, like Easter eggs. Oh, like, oh, look it over here, look it over there.
Mhm.
I legit, and this is a wrestling term, popped for like character appearances. I was like, yes, Sisu.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, so excited.
Yeah.
And, obviously using Robin Williams' voice for the genie from an
Mhm.
outtake, like those things are so cool. But, we just watched the 7-year-old and I just watched the adventures of Mr. Toad and Ichabod over the
Mhm.
weekend. So we got a little headless horseman
Yeah.
in the home with limited nightmares so far. So that's good. And so even just to see Ichabod and Mr. Toad on the flying carpet and the headless horseman, I mean, really just and with enough of a moment for you to recognize that, because you can do like the whole big like, oh, we got a bunch of characters going through
Mhm.
just to get them all in, but with significant like little beats and moments in this short was really, really spectacular.
Yeah. And with the characters and the simplicity, the 9-year-old loving the entire elevator scene
Mhm.
because he was laughing
Right.
at Donald and Donald's
Mhm.
reactions.
Mhm.
I forget that character's name from Zootopia,
From
right?
Zootopia, the sloth. Yep.
Sloth. Um, so he's laughing during that, and then Baymax comes in, and forget it.
Right.
All bets are off. So he's so excited to see Baymax. But yeah, I mean, just and then the 6-year-old had watched it later, so and her calling out certain characters, and they're like, and then they see we don't know her name yet, but the girl that will be in Wish.
Oh, Asha.
So,
Asha, I think is
oh,
her name.
okay.
Yeah.
So like, Wish is in
Yeah.
it. So like, just again, you're bringing in the old and the new, and you're playing the music, and you're giving everybody what they want, and also for us. It felt a little nostalgic at the end with the big picture of the characters
Oh,
because
yeah.
we had art growing up in our house, which were just
Yeah.
pictures of characters in front of the castle over here. Like
Yeah.
that picture. First of all, we
The
need to buy
Looney
it.
Tunes with Mel Blanc. I mean, it didn't
Yes,
just do Disney. We
correct.
were, yeah.
We're
Imus
all
in the
about those
Morning
characters.
on WNBC on the radio in New York. That was on the bar in our basement. I go reference check that if you want to.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sure that photo exists somewhere still. What's in the attic? So so yeah, I mean, but it was very well done, not overhyped,
Mhm.
nice and simple and pulled at the heartstrings.
No, and to draw it back, I think I often, when I talk about characters, not just Disney characters, but extraordinary characters, TV, film characters. We talked about Ted Lasso a lot over the
Mhm.
last couple of years here, and the importance of characters. Uh, I never consider it an insult when I reference people as characters,
Uh-huh.
friends as characters. We're all archetypes. We all fit certain molds,
Yeah.
and we over these last 300 episodes have connected with
Mhm.
what I would say an extraordinary group of characters.
Oh, yes. We have quite the cast of characters in our life now in the best way, like
Oh,
1,000%. Yeah.
and and that when we talk about community and we talk about connection, that is usually where I take it, because and again, I don't say it too often because I'm always afraid people will be like, oh, what does that mean? You think I'm a character? What do you think? I'm a
Mhm.
funny? Am I a clown? Am I here to
Mhm.
amuse you? Not in that way either. It's that what is your character? Like where is your heart?
Mhm.
Where is your where is your truth? And sharing something that we all love in this community for the
Yeah.
past 5 years through these 300 episodes has really, accentuated that to me, that I keep coming back to the idea of, the true character experience. And that's part of what these episodes have been over the last 5 years, is a true character experience. Our characters
Mhm.
and, and the character of everyone we've engaged with and encountered and interacted with and had meetups with, and
Mhm.
for that, you can't quantify that.
No. It's to me it's like everyone's uniqueness, like what makes them them, and what they bring, and everyone's personalities bring something different. But yeah, I mean, we've said it before and we'll say it again, that our favorite thing about this podcast was the community that we found, and we could not do any of this without our community core, as we like to call everyone, who consists of friends and family and strangers still, maybe that we haven't really met, or maybe we just have tweeted back and forth, or the listeners of the podcast, the guests staying at Dillos Diz Resort. Like we appreciate everyone and the support we've received. And again, looking back at 2018, of me feeling extremely silly, and there are still weeks that I do, and being like, who's gonna listen to this? If you told me then, like, you're gonna like meet all your people, you're gonna find your people, I'd be like, okay, sure, what? And here we are, and it's very awesome.
So with the 300 episodes of Connection, we were like, oh, what, we gotta do something for the 300, and try to pull do we try to get a really big guest? Do we try to like do something out in the wild, and present something? And time was passing very quickly. The summer went quickly. We the meetup, we had to get that together and make sure. It was so much. It was so much
planning.
And right now I think this seems like a very usual kind of episode, which of course you're gonna get 25 minutes of banter before we really got going. I mean, until we got to where we wanted to go, you were gonna get that 20 to 22 minutes that was supposed to be how long an episode of our podcast really was.
Right. Sure. Always MGM.
This is the Walt Disney World Top 5 Dillo Do's, a part of the Dillos Diz Dilloversary. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and for the next 20 to 48 minutes or so, give or take approximately, we are going to be talking to you about the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, shopping, recreation, entertainment, and more.
There's so much to see at Walt Disney World, and now is the best time to visit because...
How could you not want to be in Walt Disney World?
So true. So let's get into some Dillo history and share with you the must-sees that you must do as a Dillo. It's the top 5 Dillo Do's.
We call it the year of the Dilloversary, an 18 to 24 month first of its kind event. New podcasts, meetups, and we want you to partake during this special 1 but closer to 2-year event.
All these people think I'm talking to them, but I'm really just talking to you.
So today, we are going to haul out the nostalgia, the magic, the memories, and the madness in 1,000 points of tangential dialogue. It's the top 5 Walt Disney World Dillo Do's.
To start our countdown, we take you to Disney Springs. Check it out. There used to be Pleasure Island. You could celebrate the new year at midnight every night. Rock and Roll Beach Club, The Adventurers Club, Congaloosh. How good?
I celebrated my 21st birthday at Pleasure Island. I still have the test tube shot glass in a shoebox for evidence.
It's what they call a city of choices and a metropolis of fun. Who's ready to walk through and remember that Splitsville used to be the Virgin Megastore?
What about our love for the AMC 24, where I saw opening night midnight showings of Jurassic Park: The Lost World and the Star Wars Special Edition? Or you can revel in the glory of all-time themed restaurant greats like Planet Hollywood and the House of Blues.
Welcome to what we used to call the Downtown Disney West Side. We saw the Party reunion concert at the House of Blues in 2021, and the venue still rocks the house. The Party, of course, evolved from the all-new Mickey Mouse Club, a show which we hold near and dear to our hearts. Over the last few years, we have been lucky to have Mouseketeers Chase, Dee Dee, and Jennifer on our podcast, and we hope to see them all at more events, such as the one at House of Blues, in the future.
Want to know the best way to conclude an epic night at Disney Springs? Hop a ride over to our number 5 Dillo Do.
Here it is, the number 5 Dillo Do in the Walt Disney World Resort. It's Jelly Rolls on Disney's Boardwalk Resort.
Disney's Boardwalk at night is magical.
And we're not just talking about the Abracadabra, strolling entertainment, friendship, boat watching, and a Dillo staple spanning 4 decades. It's Jelly Rolls.
We love Scotty. Hi, Scotty!
That's the jet I've been waiting for.
Come on, baby, and let the good times roll. If you're 21 and over, to the jumpiest joint this side of Crescent Lake. Grand pianos, prodigy players, and no genre too small.
Scotty playing Rainbow Connection. Iconic. Hashtag save the Muppets.
Don't go too far. We'll be right back with the number 4 Dillo Do.
Dillos Diz, number 300. Would you have ever imagined it go this long? Well, people know what they want, and it's more Dillos. So, Frank and Jen, congratulations on number 300, and here's to 300 more.
Hello everybody, this is Michael Matande from Hakuna Matande on Instagram, and this is just a special message for Frank and Jen. Congratulations on 300 episodes. Keep it up. Keep hitting us with the Dillo.
Congratulations, Dillos Diz, on 300 episodes.
Jen and Frank, we're so excited to celebrate this milestone with you. We hope that we didn't dillo your expectations too much with this video that we're taking in our living room, but congratulations. We're so excited for you guys.
And we can't wait for you to go on your next Disney cruise so you can come back on the DCL Duo podcast. All right, so we want to see you guys soon. Have a great time with your 300th episode. Congratulations.
Hey there, Jen and Frank. Jeffers here. Just wanted to pop in and congratulate you guys on episode number 300 of the Theme Park Thursday podcast. I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I put together a list of 300 things that I love about Dillos Diz. So we'll just start off the top here. Number 1, the 300 pending t-shirt ideas that we have worked on together. I know we're going to see a lot of those coming out real soon at the TeePublic store. We got the 300 reasons that you guys give us to avoid going to the Animal Kingdom at all costs. Here's another good one. We've got 300 proposed dates for the Dillo Core Meetup 2024. And you know what? There's so many things on this list. We just don't have time to go through them all. I'm sure some of our friends will mention a lot of these, so there'll be some duplicates. But in all seriousness, guys, I just wanted to wish you guys a happy 300th episode. Thank you guys for doing what you have been doing all along, and we'll all be along for the ride for the next 300.
Congratulations on your 300th episode, Dillos Diz. I love you guys. Hey, what's that, Lord Dana? It's Disney's 100th anniversary? And Frank's too? Frank, you're old, buddy. You're old. I love you guys. Congratulations. Bye-bye.
To continue our countdown, we swing to the recreation at Walt Disney World, home to championship golf courses.
Do we golf? we do not.
Our countdown doesn't take us to the 18th hole, so if you're ready, grab your bathing suits and your sunscreen, and let's submerge ourselves in the glory of chlorinated water.
Walt Disney World's 2 water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, are literally drenched in imagination. And not only are they polar opposites, they are the center of the water slide universe.
Bendy, twisty, windy, turn, turn, turn.
Water slides up the wazoo, and 2 of the steepest plunges you will ever drop when you're hot. Humunga Cowabunga in Typhoon Lagoon and 141 feet above the frozen tundra of Blizzard Beach. It's a little ditty we like to call Summit Plummet.
Have you ever been on Summit Plummet?
I have not.
Over at Typhoon Lagoon, it's go time. From a 7-foot wave machine that will knock you into the middle of next week, to lazy people in the lazy river, to the aforementioned Humunga Cowabunga.
Have you ever been on Humunga Cowabunga?
I have not.
If you don't have an extra day to visit a Walt Disney World water park, maybe a stay at one of our favorite resorts will give you the splash you're looking for.
It's Disney's Beach Club Resort, baby! Themed after 19th century seaside cottages, the Beach Club's light blue color will wash over you with its tranquility. Plus, the location can't be beat. You want to go to Epcot? Walk it! You want to go to #AlwaysMGM? Friendship boat it! Stormalong Bay is one of the best pool complexes on property, and when you're done there, head over to Beaches and Cream for a classic meal.
Cheeseburger, french fries, chocolate milkshake. What else in life is there?
After experiencing the sand bottom pools and the shipwreck water slide at Stormalong Bay, let's head over to our number 4 Dillo Do.
And now, the number 4 Dillo Do at Walt Disney World, Disney's Beach Club Tidal Pool.
Apparently, it's called the tidal pool, but to the Dillos, it's the quiet pool.
Disney Beach and Yacht Club resort guests seeking a tranquil swim can find it at one of 3 leisure pools. The 43,000-gallon quiet pool, tidal pool, is our favorite. Surrounded on 3 sides of deluxe rooms, the quiet pool, tidal pool, is good for what ails you.
The quiet pool will cleanse your soul.
Don't go away.
Top 7 ways to Dillo-Dilloing. Number 7, fly first class. Nothing but the best. Number 6, your favorite nighttime show is Fantasmic. Number 5, you think Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is a great replacement for the Great Movie Ride. Number 4, your absolute favorite park is Animal Kingdom. Number 3, you're so excited that Dole Whip is now available in your local grocery store. Number 2, you just don't get the hype about the Muppets. They're a little overdone, aren't they? And number 1, you call it Hollywood Studios, and you think anyone that calls it MGM is calling it that because they want the hits on social media. Congratulations on 300 episodes, guys. Thank you so much for letting me be part of this zany family. And Frank, you still owe me a zipline, and Jen, you still owe me a jalapeno mango Dole Whip, or ice cream, whatever you want to call it. All right, congratulations, and here's to another 300 more, and about 10 or so more meetups, right?
Dearest Jen and Frank Cardillo, congratulations on your 300th episode. I am so pleased to have been even the smallest part of this journey. I won't pretend to have listened to all 300 episodes, and I certainly haven't gone through your entire back catalog, but for however long I've been part of the Dilloverse, I am extremely grateful. I love your brand of entirely predictable chaos, and I feel extremely lucky to call you friends. Next time you plan a Dillo Diz meetup, please do it approximately 16 to 18 months in advance so I can factor it into my plans. I'm so proud of you for making this one happen and for doing it so far in advance. It's still just not really on my timeline, so we're gonna need to get more with that. Congratulations again, and I'm looking forward to the next 100 episodes, 300 episodes, 500 episodes, 1,000 episodes, however much you'll have us. in just 1 second. Here with my esteemed assistant to give you a proper cheers. Cheers to your 300th episode from our Disneyland Paris 30th anniversary flute. Thanks so much. Can't wait to see you again.
Once upon a time, in 2018, there was a podcast named Dillos Diz. And today, celebrate the 300th episode. So I want to congratulate Jen and Frank for 300 episodes. Congratulations, and I wish you guys thousands more. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I had such a great time. So I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye. Greetings from Gijs and, of course, Princess Sloopy. Bye-bye.
To reveal the next Dillo Do on the countdown, we take you to the park where there's no business like show business, like no business I know. It's hashtag always MGM. What? Oh. It's Disney's Hollywood Studios. Ready when you are, CB.
And action.
As a former cast member at the studios, my bias is real and spectacular. From thrill rides to kid-friendly shows, visiting the park is like coming home again.
Hey, welcome to New York. Forget about it.
You know, while you're at the studios, you're just a stone's throw away from reliving my childhood, from Star Wars to Toy Story.
As Frank mentioned, working with Slinky Dog in the Toy Story parade on Christmas Day in 1995.
On Christmas Day in 1995, I worked very closely with this puppy during the Toy Story parade. Now he has his own coaster. It's Slinky Dog Dash in Toy Story Land. Indiana Jones, he's still got it. This is the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. It takes you 13 stories up and then drops you faster than the speed of gravity. And to make things even worse, this jammy is serving up random drops. This ride is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
In the name of all that drops, let's hit it, dude.
And don't forget a new Dillo favorite, the Frozen Sing-Along, for the first time in forever.
Forever?
Get ready. Here's the number 3 Dillo Do at the Walt Disney World Resort.
It's time to play the music.
It's time to light the lights.
It's time to get things started.
Why don't we get things started?
How long do we have to talk about the next Dillo Do on the countdown?
You have a minute and a half.
Muppet Vision 3D is a historic collaboration between Jim Henson Productions and Walt Disney Imagineering, and the final creation with Jim Henson at the helm as well as voicing Kermit the Frog.
Sitting inside a perfect replica of the Muppet Theater is living the dream I had as a child.
A penguin orchestra, a Miss Piggy musical number, and the ultimate in grand finales, a salute to all nations but mostly America, will have you embraced in Muppety chaos.
Do you think we have time to get a Mickey ice cream bar before the next Dillo Do?
We can't, you old fool. We're bolted to the seats.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with the number 2 Dillo Do.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Jen. It is Joann Salas here, and I'm here just stopping by to celebrate and say congratulations on your 300th episode of your amazing podcast, Dillos Diz. What a great day, what an accomplishment. I hope that you have many more episodes to come, and thank you for letting me be part of your community and celebrating this day with you. Enjoy.
Hello, I'm Lewis.
And I'm Dr. Val.
And we are Figments in Time. We're excited to be talking about our good friends Frank and Jen of Dillos Diz on this amazing milestone. When I first heard the Dillos Diz podcast, I thought, these two are really interesting, but I don't really see them making more than like 299 episodes. Boy, was I wrong. From the things we've learned about their quirky past and present relationship with Disney World, so many interesting family stories. It's been an amazing first 299 episodes, and we're excited to play a part of number 300.
We are so thankful.
not only for the fun Disney rants that we get to be a part of each week, but more so for the amazing group of people that we call the community core. Frank and Jen were the ones that brought us together, and each and every person means so very much to us. Congratulations, Frank and Jen, for your first 300 episodes, and thank you for allowing us to be part of this special Disney family.
All right, now that you've done number 300, it's time to get out there and do the next 300,000 episodes.
We're looking forward to them.
100%.
Congratulations, my friends! Dillos Diz 300 episodes. My goodness. Do you guys ever sleep? This is Genevieve from Disney and all the other good stuff I've done. Choo choo. Anyways, I love you guys. Frank and Jen, you're awesome. Congratulations on, gosh, not just doing it, but sticking with it and having such a great show for us all to enjoy. And thanks for having me so many times. Love you guys.
We now return to the top 5 Dillo do's at the Walt Disney World Resort.
Welcome to Epcot. Epcot is the proud owner of attractions that punch and kick and punch and kick. I'm almost 50.
So old. Epcot is great for mixing things up from fish, fish, fish to fly, fly, fly. You can take it from under the sea with Nemo and friends all the way to the skies with Soarin'. Then at Test Track, get in and strap in. This is a let her rip ride that puts you in a test car and sets you into a world of motion on one of the longest, fastest rides in Walt Disney World. It's pedal to the metal, matey.
This is me on Test Track.
Look at those chompas. So anyway, what do you do when you're done with Test Track, but you can't ride Cosmic Rewind due to conditions that might be aggravated by that attraction? You're in Epcot, so you go around the world. Not actually around the world, but around World Showcase.
Do I start in Canada or Mexico? Which way do I go?
And not only are the people, food, and culture from around the world here,
Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, yummy, yummy, yummy. Did I mention yummy? Me wearing lederhosen in Germany to show off my calves? Yummy.
it only takes 5 minutes or so to travel from Japan to Italy.
Is Jen starting in Canada?
What's next in our countdown contributes to what I like to call the Disney feels. Is it the grand and miraculous Spaceship Earth? It is not.
At number 2 on our Dillo Do countdown, it's the Essential Fountains of Epcot.
One little spark of inspiration is at the heart of Walt Disney World's second theme park, where a dream can be a dream come true. When the sun sets and Epcot's icon illuminates, in the distance you can hear the calm of the park's essential fountains.
The Imagination Pavilion is a Da Vinci Code-like key to unlocking Epcot's magic, and I like to think that the Dream Finder is behind the curtain like the wizard that he is, puppeteering those essential fountains. Here it is, the original Walt Disney World theme park, the Magic Kingdom.
This is the heart of the Disney experience for kids throughout the 7 ages.
Nice Shakespeare reference.
Take that, MFA in dramaturgy. The center hub of Disney magic, including Papa Dillo's favorite, It's a Small World.
Is this heaven?
No, it's the finale room. The Magic Kingdom is make-believe made real, and it happens all around you every single day. And don't go running out of the Magic Kingdom at the end of the day, because when that Lake Buena Vista sky starts turning those hues that seem to only exist in this bubble, the night sky takes over, that Disney breeze kicks in, and something pretty amazing happens. The stars come alive for a little thing we call wishes. Wishes! Wishes is the most magical, fantastical, eye-popping, mind-blowing, big bad voodoo daddy pyrotechnic display in Disney history. Those fireworks were the most amazing. Wishes!
You know that Wishes was retired in 2017, right?
Now is the time. Now is the best time to reveal our number one Dillo Do in all of Walt Disney World.
Dreamers everywhere, you have waited long enough. The number one Dillo Do at the Walt Disney World Resort, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority.
The People Mover! The People Mover during the day.
Wham!
The People Mover at night.
Wham!
The People Mover when Space Mountain has no lights on.
It's all wham! The People Mover captures everything the Dillos love about Disney. Disney views, Disney feels, Disney breezes, and time spent with our Disney-loving family with promises of that great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Well, we did it. The recreation, the entertainment, the 2 water parks, the 4 Walt Disney World theme parks.
We didn't do Animal Kingdom. Well, that concludes it. We told you all about the top 5 Dillo Do's that you must do to do the Dillo Do's.
Until next time, she's Jen, and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces.
Are we really AKA this? I've been talking about it for 5 years now.
I know, man.
Well, I know Flight of Passage is a really good ride.
Animation is fantastic.
Well, you like going on the train? We only just learned about that recently, but
Way,
but
the safari with all the animals.
they just got to put in whatever's next.